I never thought I'd be the guy posting one of these stories, yet here I am. 6 months ago, my world imploded when I discovered my wife of 8 years, Sarah, was having an affair with her coworker, James. The discovery wasn't some dramatic confrontation or private investigator revelation, just a simple forgotten text notification on her unlocked phone while she was in the shower. Can't wait to see you again tonight. Last night was amazing. That's all it took. 12 words to destroy what I thought was a solid marriage. When Sarah emerged from the bathroom, I was sitting at our kitchen table, her phone in front of me, that message glaring up at both of us. She didn't deny it. Almost seemed relieved to be caught. 3 years, she told me. 3 years she'd been seeing him while I worked extra shifts to save for the house she wanted, while I supported her career change, while I planned our future. I love him, she said, not meeting my eyes. I'm sorry, but I do. I remember feeling strangely calm. Then you should be with him, I replied. Within a week, Sarah had moved out of our home and into an apartment. I filed for divorce immediately. No kids to complicate things, just a shared mortgage and 8 years of memories to untangle. Friends chose sides, as they do. Her family, who I'd grown close to, stopped calling. My life narrowed to work, therapy, and trying to remember who I was before us. Sarah and James flaunted their relationship almost immediately. Social media updates, office parties, mutual friends reported sightings at restaurants we used to frequent. It was like she wanted me to see her newfound happiness. I blocked her on everything and focused on rebuilding. The divorce proceedings dragged on as we negotiated the house sale. Sarah wanted half of everything despite her infidelity, and legally, she was entitled to it. I surrendered more than I should have just to be done with her. My lawyer called me foolish. I called it the price of freedom. For months after she left, the first text came at 2 a.m. I miss you. I didn't respond. A week later, James doesn't understand me like you did. Delete. Then last month, almost exactly 6 months since D-Day, Sarah appeared on my doorstep. Mascara streaked down her face, hair disheveled, looking nothing like the polished woman who left me. He won't leave his wife, she sobbed. His wife? The revelation hit me like a truck. Not only was I betrayed, but some other poor soul had been living the same nightmare. He promised he would, Sarah continued, words tumbling out between sobs. For 3 years he promised. But now he says he can't do that to his kids. That I was just what? I asked, feeling nothing but hollow curiosity. Fun, she whispered. He said I was fun, but his family is his life. I should have slammed the door. Should have told her that her problems weren't mine anymore. Instead, I let her in, a decision I'd soon regret. Old habits die hard, and for 8 years I'd been the shoulder she cried on. Sarah collapsed onto my couch, the same one where we'd spent countless evenings watching movies, planning vacations, dreaming of our future. Now she was here mourning another man. The irony wasn't lost on me. I made a terrible mistake, she said, voice raw. I threw away everything good for a fantasy. I poured her a glass of water and sat in the armchair across from her, maintaining distance both physical and emotional. Why are you here, Sarah? Her eyes, red-rimmed and desperate, locked onto mine. Because you're the only real thing I've ever had. Because I want to come home. The words hung in the air between us. 6 months ago, they would have been everything I wanted to hear. Now, they just made me tired. This isn't your home anymore, I said quietly. You made your choice. People make mistakes, she cried. Don't you believe in forgiveness? In second chances? I thought about the nights I'd lain awake wondering what I'd done wrong. The therapy sessions where I unpacked years of deception. The friends who watched me rebuild myself piece by painful piece. I do believe in second chances, I replied. That's why I'm giving one to myself. Sarah's face crumpled. She began listing all the ways we could fix things. Couples counseling, a fresh start in a new house, even renewing our vows. With each suggestion, I felt more certain of what I needed to say. Our divorce will be final in 3 weeks. I reminded her. I think we should stick to that plan. You don't mean that, she whispered. I know you still love me. Did I? The person I loved wouldn't have lied to my face for 3 years. Wouldn't have shared intimate details of our marriage problems with her lover while assuring me everything was fine. Wouldn't have planned a future with someone else while accepting my sacrifices. I loved who I thought you were, I answered honestly. But that person doesn't exist. Sarah stayed for another hour, cycling through tears, anger, bargaining, and back to tears. When she finally accepted I wouldn't budge, she asked if she could use the bathroom before leaving. I nodded, mentally calculating how much longer this ordeal would last. 15 minutes passed, then 20. When I knocked on the bathroom door and received no response, concern overrode my desire for emotional distance. I tried the handle, unlocked. The bathroom was empty, the window open. Confused, I walked back to the living room, then checked our bedroom. My stomach dropped. The jewelry box where I'd kept my grandmother's ring, the one Sarah had returned during our separation, was open and empty. So was the emergency cash box in my closet. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Consider it payment for wasted years. Tell anyone, and I'll say you hit me. I should have been angry, but all I felt was confirmation. This was who she truly was: manipulative, selfish, vindictive. 2 days later, my doorbell rang again. This time it wasn't Sarah but a thin, elegant woman I'd never seen before, holding a small box. "You must be Mark," she said. "I'm Eleanor, James's wife." Eleanor wasn't what I expected. There was no hysteria, no accusations, just a quiet dignity that made me instantly respect her. I invited her in, and unlike with Sarah, this decision felt right. "I found these in James's desk," she said, opening the box to reveal my grandmother's ring and several $100s. After I confronted him about Sarah, he confessed everything. Apparently, Sarah gave these to him as some kind of insurance. I took the box, overwhelmed by this stranger's kindness. "Thank you. I'm sorry about all of this." Eleanor smiled sadly. "We've both been victims here. I just wanted to do something right in this mess." We ended up talking for hours. Eleanor had suspected James's infidelity for years, but stayed for their 2 teenage daughters. Unlike me, she'd chosen to give him another chance. Not out of love, she clarified, but for practical reasons until their youngest finished high school next year. "Sarah has been calling our house, showing up at his workplace," Eleanor explained. "James finally got a restraining order yesterday." I winced. "I'm sorry. She's not handling rejection well." "None of this is your fault," Eleanor said firmly. "But I thought you should know. She's been telling mutual friends that you were abusive, that you drove her into James's arms." The revelation shouldn't have surprised me, yet it still stung. My phone had been unusually quiet lately. Now I understood why. "I have texts," I said. "Emails. Evidence of the affair. If you need it for your lawyer." Eleanor shook her head. "I've gathered plenty. But perhaps you should protect yourself too." After she left, I called my attorney and forwarded every communication with Sarah, including her threat. He advised me to document everything moving forward and assured me her accusations wouldn't affect our divorce settlement. 3 weeks later, our divorce was finalized without Sarah's appearance in court. Her lawyer cited emotional distress for her absence. I walked out of that courthouse feeling lighter than I had in months. That night, I changed my locks, phone number, and email address. I informed my workplace security about potential harassment. And then I did something I'd been putting off. I called friends who had disappeared after taking Sarah's side and calmly presented the truth. Some apologized profusely, others made excuses. I thanked them all for their time and moved on. It's been 2 months since the divorce. Sarah still attempts contact through created accounts or mutual acquaintances, each message alternating between vitriol and desperate pleas for reconciliation. I've documented everything, but otherwise remain no contact. Last week, I sold our house. Next month, I'm starting a new job in another state. A fresh start I never planned, but now embrace wholeheartedly. Eleanor and I still talk occasionally. 2 people bonded by unusual circumstances. We're not romantic. We're both too scarred for that. But there's comfort in sharing recovery with someone who truly understands. Sometimes people ask if I regret not trying again with Sarah. I don't. Some betrayals cut too deep for second chances. Some relationships, once broken, reveal their true foundation, and ours had been built on sand all along. I'm done with Sarah, but more importantly, I'm not done with life. And that's enough for now. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.